How's everybody doing? My name's Bo. I drive a truck, and I'm making this video today to help people and inform them of what it's like being a truck driver. I work 6 days a week, sometimes 7, sometimes 5. It just depends on how the freight moves. I'm here to just inform you of different things you're going to go through with family, friends. Truck driving is a lifestyle. It's not a job. It's not a career. It's a lifestyle. It's a really rough lifestyle. It's hard for a lot of people to understand what you go through every day. It's hard for people to understand the types of drivers that you see every day that you know could be doing better with driving. Also, I apologize in advance if I've got a really bad accent. I'm from the South, so bear with me. And this is also my first video on here. I plan to be doing more videos, trying to explain some things and help inform people about what it's like, things to look for, and things to do research on. And some of the things to do research on is truck driving schools. Where you're going to go to school, how you're going to do it, what the cost is, if it's worth it or if it's not. I myself have 5 kids. I've got a wife, I've got a home, I've got cars, I got bills. I work for a union trucking company. They put me in a hotel every night I'm out. I drive a day cab truck. I pull 53-foot dry vans, 48-foot dry vans, and 50-foot dry vans. I got lucky. I'm fortunate. I have friends that work here. Like I mentioned, I got really lucky. If you want to go to truck driving school and you want to be a truck driver, really do your research on what it's about, how hard it is, because there's long days and short nights. It is really rough. Look into your truck driving schools. There's one, it seems like, in every city. There's 2 or 3 in every city in the United States, it seems like. They're everywhere. These trucking companies, though, they're going to promise you things, they're going to say things, they're going to sell you to that truck driving school. They earn money off of getting you to go there, not coming out of your pocket directly. They earn money by getting grants and student aid and things like that for you going to school there. Some truck driving schools can be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Some of them are even $10,000 to go to school there. Most truck driving schools are anywhere between 3 to 6 weeks. Some of them even longer, depending on where you go, how in depth they go on training, things like that. For anybody out there that's planning to get CDLs and you have children, not only is it going to be rough on you, it's going to be really rough on them. They're going to be asking questions. They're going to be asking when you're coming home, things like that. You're going to miss lots of sporting events. You're going to miss school plays. You're going to miss school graduations. You're going to miss birthdays. You're going to miss holidays. You're going to miss a lot of things. You're going to miss seeing your children grow up. Like I mentioned before, I have 5 children. Ages 6, 5, 2, and 1 on the way. My children ask me all the time, "Dad, when you coming home? Dad, when you coming home?" I could be home on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays. It just depends. It depends on how much I need to work. I make good money. I've got free insurance and I've got free retirement from the company I work for. It doesn't cost me nothing. If you get a CDL and you're fortunate enough to get on with a union company, do it. Regardless of what anybody says or what anybody's ever told you about unions and how they cost you money and this and that. My union cost me $50 a month, but it saves me $1,200 a month in insurance. It saves me $400 a month in retirement that I do not have to pay for out of my pocket. My company pays for that. I've got a pension. I've got a 25-year pension. As of right now, my pension as it stands is $3,500 a month in retirement. Not currently mine at the moment. I haven't worked long enough for that. I'm only 24. I'm not as experienced as some truck drivers on the road, but I am experienced. I know what it's like to be away from home. I know what it's like to miss events. It's rough. I'm telling you the cold, hard truth when it comes to getting your CDLs. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try to sell you on anything. I'm just telling you the truth. If you want to do it, fine, do it, but commit to it. Truck driving is not a career. It's not a job. It is a lifestyle. It's something you have to learn to do. Your family has to learn just as much as you do. When you do this, when you live this lifestyle, it costs money, lots of money. At one time, I was spending $1,200–1,300 a month being on the road, a couple $100 a week, sometimes $300 a week on the road, buying food. Food is not cheap on the road. I'm here just to tell you to be prepared. I'm not here to tell you how to drive a truck. Your mentors will teach you how to do that if you decide to go get your CDLs. The company I work for is USF Holland. They are owned by YRC. We are under their employment umbrella. We are a union company. We're Teamsters. They pay for me a hotel every single night. Every night that I'm away from home, they pay for me a hotel. It costs me nothing. Nothing out of my paycheck, no nothing. If you're fortunate enough to get on with YRC or USF Holland, it's a very good job. It's relatively easy work. There's no loading, unloading freight. You go to some of these other OTR companies, Swift, Knight, CR England, Celadon, Martin, all these trucking companies who run reefers and run dry vans and run flatbeds and all that. You're going to do a lot of hands-on moving freight, unloading freight, loading freight. Some of these companies can say, well, it's all hands-free freight. No, it's not. They can say that all they want, but you're going to go to places, you're going to have to unload yourself. It's going to happen. I've done it. I used to run reefers every day, 4 or 5 stops a day, work 12, 13, 14 hours a day. Granted, you can only drive 11, but you can work up to 14. When you run reefers and do 4 or 5 stops, even sometimes 6 and 7 in a day, most of your time is spent at shippers, receivers, loading, unloading. You're only driving a small portion of that day. You may only drive 6 hours all day, but you got 4 or 5 stops that day. That's going to take up 10, 11, sometimes even 12 hours of just loading, unloading. It's not easy. If you want to drive a truck and you want to make money, it's here. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of truck driving jobs that go vacant every year because no one wants to do it. In today's day and age, people don't work as much as they used to. I was raised different. I was raised out in the middle of nowhere. I was raised with work ethic. From the time I was big enough to walk, I'd been helping my grandpa, my dad, my uncles, always do some kind of work. And it carried over into my adult life. And it's worked out great for me. I have a really strong work ethic. I've got a really good name in truck driving. Also, once you get CDLs, jobs are a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. If you got a CDL with any kind of endorsement, you can get a job. I happen to have a tanker endorsement, a hazmat endorsement, and triples and doubles endorsement. Those are very good things to have, regardless of what anybody says. Try to get those endorsements before you go to truck driving school. And the reason I say that is because most truck driving schools require you to have a CDL permit before you go. It's not that hard. It's a little bit of money up front. The tests aren't too bad. Study a little bit on them. Learn your air brakes. Learn your combination test. Learn your general knowledge. Hazmat can wait. It's not necessarily something you need to take right off the bat because there's some things you need to learn about hazmat and what it entails. Things you're allowed to do, things you're not allowed to do. Hazmat is very tricky. It is heavily regulated by the government, which as a truck driver, you're going to be heavily regulated by the government. When you have a commercial driver's license, it doesn't matter if it's a Class B, Class A, whatever. As long as it's a commercial driver's license, you are held to a higher standard of driving. Your tickets cost more when you get tickets. It's easier for you to get a DUI. If you get a .04 on a breathalyzer, you got a DUI. if you have a commercial driver's license. You lose your license for a year if you blow a .04. Everything you do is criticized. Someone has something to say about it. Everyone thinks truck drivers are mean and they do things on purpose to people driving in personal vehicles and things like that. Yeah, in some situations, some truck drivers do. But those truck drivers are ignorant. They create more danger than what's needed. I'm guilty of it also. When I first started driving, I was guilty of it. I've learned and I've seen what can happen. I've seen wrecks. When you're on the road, you're going to see lots of wrecks. Be prepared for that. You're going to see things that will change you forever. You'll never look at certain things ever the same way ever again. If you decide to go to truck driving school and you do get a CDL, you will totally change the way you drive. Because once you're up there, sitting up that high, and you see everything around you, it feels like it's impossible to see everything around you. But once you get up there and you start seeing everything that everybody does around you, and you're driving an 80,000-pound vehicle down the road, you realize cutting somebody off is not fun, especially when you're in a truck. I get mad at people every single day of my life for cutting me off. I can't stop. You won't be able to stop, no matter how good you think you are. I don't care if you've got 5 years experience, 25 years experience, or 55 years experience. You'll never be able to stop in time if you don't have the correct following distance. But that's some things you'll learn in truck driving school if you decide to go. Truck driving is something good to do. It's not brute labor or a whole lot of manual labor all the time, depending on who you work for. Like I said before, I work for a company. I do very little. Drive from point A to point B, I go to sleep. I make good money. I got great benefits. The home time's not fun. You do miss a lot, but that's with any trucking company. If you can get lucky and get a local job, be home every night, that's awesome. But the chances of you ever getting a local job as a new driver, slim to none. Especially one that pays well. I'm not making this video to tell you how to drive a truck. I'm making this video so I can somewhat help someone prepare for what they're about to go through, about the milestones they're about to walk down. This is my first video. I plan on making more. If you liked the video, give it a like. Tell me what you liked about it. If you didn't like it, hit the didn't like button. Tell me what you didn't like about it. Ask me questions. I'll try to respond to them the best I can. Anything you might want to know about trucking, just ask me and I'll answer it the best I can. If I can't answer it, I'll find an answer. I've got plenty of friends. I got friends that's been driving 10 years, 15, 25. I even got some friends that's been driving 40 and 45 years. But with me, I was fortunate enough to grow up around truck drivers. I got to grow up in trucks with my uncles and ride around with my uncles. I got to work on them. I learned a lot about trucks before I ever went to truck driving school. I was kind of a step ahead of other people when I went. So I helped out with other people. I helped them understand what they're doing. It's not easy. If you want to do it. But it is a lifestyle. It will change your life completely. It will change your family's life completely. Your family is not going to understand at first. My family did not. My children did not understand at first why I was gone so much. But they will eventually understand, but you need to explain it. This video is just to help you make your decision, and it's just to help you inform you of what you're about to do and what you're about to go through. I'm not making this video to deter you away from getting your CDLs. I'm making this video to help you get your CDLs if you want to get your CDLs. But make the right decision. Thank you. Have a good day. God bless. If you like it, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the don't like button. Leave me a comment.